Next up, a three-year varsity team member at forward. He'll be attending Lehigh University, where he'll be taking his talents to the lacrosse fields. Number 21, Ben Weinberg. Our next senior, another three-year team member at forward, number 12, Corey Wong. And our final senior, another three-year team member at guard. He'll be attending the U next year, an all-conference selection as a junior. Number 2, Aaron Jaffe. Ladies and gentlemen, a big thank you to all our senior players and their parents for all their support for the Jericho basketball program. If we can get all our seniors at mid-court with their coaches for one final picture. Thank you.
live to Sam Springer Gym on the campus of Jericho High School, where tonight the Jayhawks of Jericho take on the Indians of Manhasset in a Nassau Conference A2 showdown. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dylan Butler, joined by Ben Turchkin. And Ben, it doesn't get better than this. Friday night, senior night here in Jericho, and a matchup of two of the top teams in this conference.
Yeah, Dylan, it's a pleasure for Varsity Media to be broadcasting live here at Jericho High School. We've got a good one, as you can see the conference record in A2. And for both teams, Dylan, I would say this is a postseason sort of setting of the table, if you will, as both teams are going to be in the playoffs, but would like a high seed. And in Manhasset's case, I think they want a home game.
Yeah, Jericho pretty much locked in as the number 4 seed. Manhasset has an opportunity to certainly be one of the top 3 seeds and earn that home game that you mentioned, Ben. The second meeting between these two teams. Before we get to that, though, both teams coming off very big emotional wins. First for Jericho, a massive victory on Wednesday night, defeating the perennial powerhouse and number 1 ranked team in Nassau County in Class A, Elmont, and just a massive, massive win. Aaron Jaffe, Brandon Weiss, 19 points apiece. Ben Weidman, 14 points. They held Elmont to just 7 points in the first quarter. They led 27-21 at the half, and they also, as good teams do, Ben, they ended the game really strong. They outscored Elmont 23-15 in the fourth quarter. In our conversation with Wally Bachman, their longtime head coach, he said going into the playoffs with a win like that's absolutely huge for their confidence to know that they can beat the top team that will be in the postseason.
There's no doubt about that. Elmont is, like you said, one of the strongest teams in Nassau County. That was a huge win for Jericho. And tonight's a big game as well. They won 2 in a row. They want to get into the playoffs hot, with a hot streak. Elmont, big win. And Coach Bachman looking for win number 442. Hard to believe. Hall of Fame coach that he is, wants this one as well. So Elmont was great. They're not looking past. They're looking forward. Tonight, Manhasset, let's get it going and get ready for the postseason.
Jericho, that was their 4th consecutive win. The Indians of Manhasset have won back-to-back games, including rallying to beat Sewanaka on Wednesday, 71-58. The big key in that game, they switched from a 3-2 zone to a man-to-man second half, and Chris Themis scored 19 points. He held Sewanaka's leading scorer, Joseph Hicks, who torched the Indians for 22 points in the first half to just 3 after halftime. The deficit was 39-32 at the half. Defensive stops led the transition offense. They had a decisive 17-3 run in the fourth quarter. So George Bruns' guys coming into this game feeling pretty good. As I mentioned, Ben, the second meeting this year between these two teams back at Manhasset last month, a huge road win for Jericho. They won that one 64-61 in that game. Aaron Jaffe, game high 22. Brandon Weiss, 21 points, including 3 3-pointers. Corey Wong, 10 points. John Mastrando led the way for Manhasset with 16 points. Tommy Santella, 14. Themis had 11. Manhasset led 16-10 after 1, 31-27 at the half, and 48-46 after the third. But again, Jericho ending the game strong. It's a bit of a theme so far we're seeing. They outscored Manhasset 18-13. You see that last shot didn't fall for Manhasset, and Jericho came away with that big road win.
Here's what we're going to take away today, Dylan. These are 2 evenly matched teams. Nassau Conference basketball, there's a lot of parity going on right now. Can Manhasset win tonight? 100%. They can even things out on the road. Can Jericho win tonight? Hey, they just beat Elmont. We talked about it. Of course they can win tonight. Anything can happen. That was a 1-possession game back on January 16th. So I think that we're in for a great contest tonight.
Manhasset comes into this game with a 15-3 overall record, 12-3 in Nassau Conference A2. Jericho 11-7, 8-5 in Nassau Conference A2. And we mentioned it in our open, 2 of the most heralded coaches, not just in Nassau County, but in New York State as well. George Bruns, the head coach of Manhasset, in his 17th season, played collegiately for Manhattan College, graduated in 1966, played for the New York Nets did George Bruns in the ABA 1972-73. He's been named Conference Coach of the Year 3 times in his 17 years here at Manhasset. And Jericho, it doesn't get better than Wally Backman, the head coach. When you're part of not just one but 3 Hall of Fames, you know you've done something in your career. He's in the New York State Basketball Hall of Fame that he was inducted in 2015. The Nassau County Hall of Fame in 2018, also here in the Jericho High School Hall of Fame. You mentioned it earlier, 441 wins, the 10th coach on Long Island to reach that 400-win plateau. A 3-sport athlete right here at Jericho. He played basketball, football, and baseball. So not only do we have 2 of the better teams, but obviously 2 of the best coaches in all of New York State.
And I can tell you, Dylan, I had the pleasure of being a player under Wally, not at the varsity level, but at the JV level as an alum of Jericho. I wasn't good enough to play varsity, but I learned a lot from Coach Backman, and he's taught so many basketball players that come through Jericho, including his son, by the way, who is over 1,000-point scorer in Brian Backman in 1998. A lot of great players at Jericho.
So we are just about set for the start of this one. We'll have the lineups for both teams as well as the anthem, and we will actually send it down now to the court announcer for the start of the festivities.
Be proud and be positive throughout the game. Noisemakers of any kind are not permitted. And now, the starting lineup from Manhasset, number 3, Joseph Curto. Number 4, Chris Mellis. Number 10, Louis Perfetto.
Well, folks, I don't know if you could tell on the broadcast, but what an amazing voice by one of Jericho's students there. The microphones here in-house had some issues, but he said, I don't need the microphone, I'll go a cappella like Eminem, and he did an unbelievable job. Kudos to him. Before we start this game, we want to thank some of our sponsors for tonight's broadcast. We want to tell you that tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Scout Bay Tavern, located at 118 Plandome Road in Manhasset. Good food, good people, good times. And by the Barber's Paradise, 496 Plandome Road in Manhasset. The Barber's Paradise is open for business. Contact them at 516-627-3564 and book an appointment today.
All right, so we're just about set to start. You see both teams at center court. Big crowd on hand, good student section. Boisterous, as you would expect. Two of the top teams in Nassau Conference A2. Ready to show down for the second time this season. Off the tip, it is Jayhawks ball. Aaron Jaffe brings the ball over midcourt. Manhasset starts off in a man-to-man defense. Expect to see that from both teams tonight.
Jericho is a very good three-point shooting team. They will play perimeter basketball.
Wong penetrates, dishes back out. There's the first three attempt. Rims out, no good. Rebound is loose and is picked up by the Indians. Turnover, Jericho ball. Jaffe picks it up. Ben, you could see Manhasset trying to, when they can, get out and run in transition.
But you know this defense for Jericho under Wally Backman, they are tenacious, and they are going to stop any of that action if they can.
Interior pass, turnaround jumper inside is good. Aaron Jaffe with the first two of the game. Manhasset's first offensive set. Three ball put up, rims out, no good. Rebound on the floor. We'll have a jump ball.
Dylan, these teams are coming out aggressive today and tenacious. You could tell that even though it's the end of the season, they want these victories. That means a lot to both schools, both coaching staffs. They want to come in hot, and you could see that in the beginning of the game.
Jump ball possession goes to the Indians. Mastrando goes to his right to Perfetto. Lefty three, no good. Rebounded by Fernandez. Jericho, this being senior night, an all-senior lineup for the Jayhawks, which isn't normally the case. In fact, their best player, Brandon Weiss, on the bench. He is a junior. Interception there by Santella.
It won't be long before Coach gets his regular players in.
And a traveling violation on Perfetto. Manhasset, Ben, not to honor senior night, but this is their starting lineup, their usual starting lineup. All seniors, all guys who started for George Bruns last year as well. So a veteran crew for the Indians.
They've had a great season.
Righty layup, no good. That attempt by Fernandez. And the steal by Jaffe.
Jaffe's been playing lights out here to start this game.
Malik off glass and in, 4-0 for the Jayhawks.
And the crowd is into it, folks. Friday night basketball on Long Island. This is what you expect. Home court advantage.
Baseline, kicking it back out. Losing control was Themis. He thought he was fouled or tripped. It will stay Jericho ball.
And Dylan, everything is working right now for Jericho. Offensively, they're getting points. Defensively, they're getting stops. Wally Backman couldn't be happier right now with the way things have started off.
Jaffe, just the heart and soul of this Jericho team, hands it off to Weinberg. Top of the key to Malik. To Fernandez. Interior pass, that is intercepted well by Perfetto. Perfetto drives. The kick down low. Lacurto lost control of the ball. He goes down, and we will have a stoppage. It was head contact. And as we see, Ben, really anytime a player in any sport, there is the potential for a head injury, the game is stopped right away.
And I thought the referees missed a foul on Corey Wong, number 12 for Jericho. I mean, Jericho's playing physical, aggressive defense, outstanding defense, but I thought a little too aggressive. Referees missed the call. Jericho's going to take that.
Yeah, Ben, you can see, too, early on, a lot of emotion in this game. Again, it's senior night. It's a big crowd here at Jericho, but you can see kind of both teams just need, I think, maybe this first quarter to calm down just a little bit and get into the rhythm of their offenses.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, but I think that's more so on the Manhasset side. And, you know, I think that you would understand that. They're their visiting team. Look at this crowd. You know, we talked about it about a half an hour ago, that it was a late filing in crowd like MSG watching a Knick game, but here we are packed. The house is packed. And so, yeah, Manhasset has to get the butterflies out a little bit, and they will. They're too good of a team, veteranly coached. They'll be in this game. We're going to have a great one all night long.
So off that stoppage, Jericho ball pretty much right in front of us here. Jaffe calls out a screen, gets one, goes top to Malik. Again, it's all about ball movement, man movement. You hear from Coach Bachman. Wong to the right, 12 on the shot. Malik wants it. He gets it in the low post, turns off glass, no good. Loose ball picked up by the Indians. They look to push the ball. Good hands by Fernandez. Knocks the ball out, Manhasset ball.
Manhasset can't find any open windows right now. Jericho's defense is that good. Even in transition, like you talked about, Dylan, their defense has made the stops.
Thomas inbounds. Driving attempt, rejected. Shot was put up by Perfetto.
Dylan, I think every possession Manhasset has had, Jericho has made some unbelievable defensive stop.
Every attempt has been contested. You see Crowell checks in the game, and a hand check called inside on Wong. That's the first foul for Jericho.
Jericho has been aggressive. It's finally catching up to them, at least on the first one.
Crowell inbounds underneath, looks for options, finds it. Three-point ball off iron, no good. And now the Jayhawks look to push. Jaffe pulls it back out. Wong fires it inside Crowell with the interception. The outlet, good ball movement for the Indians. Layup attempt, no good.
Manhasset needed that, Dylan, off the turnover. Jericho doesn't make many turnovers. You got to take advantage.
Lefty scoop layup. That doesn't fall for Weinberg. And here comes Santella. Spinning layup. Lefty. Pretty layup. So that breaks some of that tension, I think, for the Indians. They get their first bucket with just about 3.5 to go here in this first quarter.
And we haven't spoken enough about Manhasset's defense, holding Jericho to only 4 points so far.
Baseline layup is good by Jaffe. His second bucket of this first quarter.
I guess I jinxed him.
Famelis. You could hear the chants of defense right behind him. Long arcing three. Back iron, no good.
That's not the shot they want, Dylan. Sorry, that's not what they're looking for.
Yeah, Weinberg ranged high for that rebound. Jaffe to Wong. Baseline. Lefty hook is good.
4 unanswered points here for Manhasset, and they're going to get a timeout.
30-second timeout by the Indians. It is all Jericho here with 2:39 left in this first quarter. Jericho leads it 8-2.
Welcome back to Jericho High School. 8-2 is our score with the Jayhawks in the lead.
So we'll see what we get off of this timeout by Coach Bruns for Manhasset. And again, you know, part of the conversation in that huddle during the 30-second timeout was just about calming down, getting rid of those nerves, and running their offense.
Yeah, the defense for Manhasset has played very well. They're happy with the defense. But Jericho's defense is playing great too. It's been very difficult for Manhasset to find open looks. Like right there's going to be a foul on that play, Dylan. But, you know, I got to tell you, Malik is in his face. It's like Manhasset can't get an open look.
Yeah, Malik will get the foul. His first. And this sends Themelis to the line. First free throw is good for Themelis. He's 56% from the line. Senior averaging 8.2 points a game. Second is good.
See what happens with Jericho here on offense on this push.
Jaffe, lefty layup off the back iron, gets his own rebound. They push it to Wong. Wong drives baseline, finds an opening, and gets two more.
Dylan, Manhasset doesn't have an answer right now for Wong with his penetration. Jericho's found something that's working.
Wong and Jaffe, 4 points apiece. No look pass to the baseline. Layup attempt is up and in. Cole Zafiro. Jayhawks, Malik. They look to move the ball. Jaffe calling for it. Crowell guarding him. 10 on the shot, Jaffe. Looks to drive, gets a screen by Malik. Goes hard to the hole. Good defense by Crowell. But Jaffe's fouled on the putback attempt, and he'll go to the line.
Well, the first shot attempt by Jaffe isn't what Coach Backman wants. But give him credit, Dylan. He followed up his shot, had a chance for a layup, and now he's at the free throw line shooting too.
So Jaffe, back iron, no good. First attempt, 61% from the line, averaging 10.1 points a game.
And the crowd is ecstatic to see one of their fan favorites, Kornberg, getting into the game.
And again, some of these guys don't play a lot. Ethan Kornberg, one of those guys, but on senior night, those seniors got the opportunity. Second free throw, no good. Great hustle. Jaffe for three, that's good.
Big three by Jaffe. Jericho out to a 7-point lead.
And 7 points for Jaffe. Indians look for the response, and they get it. Chris Themelis.
Big answer right there for the Indians.
5 for Themelis. Now we're going. Another three ball. That by Jaden Newman.
Right now, we're going back and forth. We had great defense, but now there is no defense. Crowd's into it, though. This is what we like to see. Up-tempo basketball here.
Malik, they slow things down a little bit. About 2-second differential between the shot and the game clock. Eight on the shot now. Malik looks to make his move. Dribbles right, layup attempt is off glass and in!
Unbelievable play by Malik. Give him a ton of credit. He took it himself, milked the clock down to 6.7 with the foul for a three-point opportunity here, and the crowd is going crazy for the Jayhawks.
Mastrando with the foul, his first. Malik attempts to complete the three-point play. He does just that. Indians look to push. Layup attempt, contested, and going to the line will be Perfetto.
And you don't want to commit a foul with 1 second to go in the quarter. So Coach Backman can't be happy. That was a mental lapse by Jericho.
Fan favorite, Ethan Kornberg with the foul. Sends Perfetto to the line. Front iron for the first attempt. Perfetto usually reliable from the line, 76.7%. A BU lacrosse commit. We have a couple lacrosse commits in this game. Second free throw is good. Jaffe, three-quarter court, no good. And that does it for an entertaining first quarter. Jericho leads it 19-12. You're watching Nassau Conference A2 basketball on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Welcome back to Jericho High School and the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's live stream. Scout Bay Tavern, located at 118 Plandome Road in Manhasset. Good food, good people, good times. Modern pub dining at its finest. And the Barber's Paradise, now open for business at 496 Plandome Road in Manhasset. Contact them to book an appointment, 516-627-3564.
Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin back here at Sam Springer Gym. Second quarter underway. Jaffe on the ball, guarded by Crowell. They work the ball down low. Slow starting offensively. Things heated up late in that first quarter. We had a flurry of points scored for both teams. Turnaround jumper, no good. That attempt by Fernandez. Jump ball, and that'll go to the Indians.
Good effort by both teams there after the timeout. Got their legs under them, and they're ready to go for quarter number 2.
Perfetto brings the ball over midcourt for the Indians. Again, they like to get out in transition, but to do so, they need stops. Three attempt, off rim, no good. That was Mastrando, and there's Jaffe again.
And no second attempts either, because Jericho is rebounding phenomenally tonight.
Malik gets up in the air. Wong down low. Two more.
Wong has been a terror today. Manhasset has no answer.
6 for Corey Wong. 21-12 the lead for the Jayhawks. Perfetto looks for options. Pushes it back out to Themelis. Themelis is rejected from behind by Fernandez.
Fernandez's defense has been outstanding. I would say his tenacity has been the leading effort for Jericho on the defensive side, and you see the block right there.
I think he's got the moves like Jagger.
For sure.
15 on the shot. Off the inbounds. Baseline layup attempt is short, no good. That was Santella. And the Jayhawks push the ball. Jaffe finds a lane, loses it on his way up.
Here's where Manhasset has to take advantage on a turnover, and they do.
They do just that. Santella gets 2 more. He's got 4. The deficit for the Indians is 7.
Manhasset can't get a second rebound offensively, so they have to take advantage of these transition turnovers by Jericho. That's the first time they're able to do it.
And an offensive foul called on Fernandez. His first, the team's 4th, and there is, checking in the game, Brandon Weiss, the leading scorer for Jericho, averaging 18.2 points a game.
And Dylan, I'm surprised that Coach Backman actually left his best player on the court for the entire first quarter. So give him credit for letting the seniors play here, their last home game.
Well, Ben, to be fair, they played well. So they had the lead. Crowell goes behind his back, a little bit out of control. layup attempt, a little bit of contact, no good. Crowell tips it back out. Another lefty layup is up and in. 2 more for Santella. He's got 6.
And that's a rare opportunity for a second chance offensive basket for Manhasset. You haven't seen too much of that tonight, folks.
Santella, the 6'2 senior, averaging 11.3 points a game. There is Weiss in the lane. Goes to his right to Weinberg. And he is fouled on his way up.
And we're close to the Manhasset bench, Dylan. They didn't like the call, but I thought that was a good call. Weinberg, give him credit. He was aggressive. He drove the lane, and the defender wasn't in his spot, hence the foul.
Foul on Santella. His first, the team's third, which sends Ben Weinberg to the line. We mentioned lax commits. Well, this is another one. He's going to Lehigh to play lacrosse, Ben Weinberg.
And he's easily the best player for Jericho on the lacrosse end. 2-sport athlete, phenomenal player. Jericho's going to miss him.
Second free throw is good, so he goes 1 of 2 from the line. 22-16, the lead for Jericho. Big crowd here at Sam Springer Gym. High arcing 3 is good. Chris Themelis.
And now Manhasset cuts the lead to 3. Closest they've been in a long time, at least the first quarter.
It's kind of remarkable that he was able to get that ball so high. You have the divider here right underneath or right above the basket. Nearly hit that. Malik drives, contested. Cannot get the 2. Crowell with the rebounds.
Jericho they're not shy about going to the paint. They will drive.
And then you could hear the pleas from the Manhasset bench to move the ball. Foul called. This on Malik. It is his 2nd and the team's 5th. This will bring Jordan Miller in the game for Jericho. Malik with his 2 fouls to the bench. Another 3 attempt. Back iron, no good. Same team rebound. Wong gets it.
Dylan, there are no Manhasset Indians there for offensive rebounds. It's all Jericho every single time.
And Crowell, you see him, number 44, guarding Jaffe there. Arguably their best rebounder. But you are right, he was not down low. There's Jordan Miller. When Miller is in the game, he will be on the ball, which pushes Jaffe off the ball, allows him to be more of a shooter. 7 on the shot clock. There is Weiss, baseline. He's held, pulled up. Good job defending him by Themelis.
It'll stay Jericho ball, but you're right. Great defense by Manhasset there.
Also 2 on the shot clock now, so Jericho's got to get something off quick. Miller to inbound, so you know there's going to be a screen set here. It goes top. Jaffe, high arcing. 3 is good!
Unbelievable.
10 for Jaffe. Manhasset looks for the response. They can't get it. Licurdo misses his, and this gives Jericho the opportunity to run. Weiss for 3!
Got to get a timeout here if you're Manhasset, I would think.
Brandon Weiss, his first points of the game. Rejection down low. That by Jaffe. Ball goes out. It'll be Jayhawk ball.
What a stretch run here. Back-to-back 3-point made baskets by the Jayhawks. Manhasset's offense has gone cold here, 28-19.
Actually, that was a foul called on Perfetto, his first, the Indians' 4th. Weiss brings the ball over midcourt. Pushes it back out to Miller. They go to Jaffe. Jaffe tries to go baseline on Crowell. Nothing doing there. Back out to Miller. Miller drives, kicks it baseline. Again, good defense on this set by the Indians. Wong's
got to go, Dylan.
He thinks about it. 5 on the shot. Drives, contested, no good. Rebound by Licurdo. Double down low was Santella. Loose ball. Foul on Miller. But you know what? If you're Coach Bachman, you will take that, because that was a hard-nosed, battling foul by Miller.
I want to go back on the offensive set for Jericho for a second. Wong, what he did there, penetration, that's what Jericho needs. Jericho moving around the perimeter too much. If they don't get the look, it's on Wong to penetrate, Dylan. He's been their best driver to the basket tonight.
So next foul on Jericho will send the Indians to the line for 1 and 1. Ball pushed out to the top. Dribble penetration, righty layup, back iron, no good. There's the rebound that you were calling for, and it's put back and in by Themelis. 2 more for him.
Giving the Indians a lot of credit. I think it's their second offensive rebound, and that was a big one.
10 now for Themelis. 28-21 the lead for Jericho. Approaching 2 minutes left in this first half.
Offensive, what are we going to get here?
It's going to be Miller drawing the foul. Foul called on Themelis, his first.
Miller he's the Energizer buddy here for Jericho, huh, Dylan?
I mean, he absolutely is. He's diminutive, but his coach calls him the little jet point guard.
I can see why.
He's right in front of our broadcast position now. Inbounds to Wong, gets the ball. Right back, drives, kicks it back out. 3 attempt, back iron, no good.
Crowd wanted that one.
Crowell in transition to Kim. Top of the key, Perfetto, and he pulls it back. Finds Crowell on his right. Crowell puts the ball on the court, back out.
Dylan, look at the defense.
Crowell drives, layup is good.
Great job on the penetration because nothing was happening at the top of the key. Every time Manhasset looked to drive, Jericho had a defender, so give credit to Manhasset there at the end.
Ahmad Crowell's first 2 points of the game. Layup attempt, rims around, no good. Here comes Crowell again. Behind his back, the pass and a layup. Great look, Licurdo finishes it.
Manhasset only down 3, right back into this game.
Miller. We approach a minute left in this first half. Weiss, corner, Wong thinks about it, drives, back out, Weiss for 3. Front rim no good, rebound goes to Santella, who is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 1 and 1.
Yeah, Weinberg a little too aggressive there on the long rebound. You like to see the hustle, but he got his arm in there, and that's an easy call for the referee.
So Santella to the line for 1 and 1.
And Manhasset has an opportunity here, Dylan, to cut the lead. Probably their closest deficit since early in the game. Looks like we have some confusion on our side here, Manhasset side, on the substitution.
I think it was just the officials looking to see who went to the bench. And Santella to the line. 62.9% from the line, 2-year starter. First free throw rims out, big rebound, pulled down, 3 attempt, high, arcing shot is good. Themelis, 3 more. We are tied at 28.
Hard to believe we're tied right now.
And now the Indians have a chance to take their first lead. Perfetto drives, no good. Crowell is put back. It looked like he got hit too on his way up. No foul called. 30-28 for the Indians.
Unbelievable effort by the Indians. If you're Coach Backman, you want to talk this over, and he does. Dylan, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, this was a monster lead for Jericho in the second quarter, and now, with a blink of an eye, the Indians have a 2-point advantage.
Yeah, they, again, just chipped away and chipped away. Their first lead of the game here with 27.9 seconds left in this second quarter.
Well, a couple of things I've noticed here on the Indian side. First of all, they're getting some offensive rebounds, which has helped. And Jericho's gotten a little bit cold on the three-point line, which, listen, you're not going to be able to make every three possible, but we've seen that. If I'm Jericho, if I'm Coach Backman, I'm saying, Wong, we need you to penetrate, get those easy baskets, draw some fouls on Manhasset, get to the line, get some easy twos, and get back in this game.
Well, Ben, what they have going for them here is shot clock is off, right? So 27.9 seconds. They can hold for the last shot. they could either tie the game or, of course, take the lead with a 3.
And the last time these two teams played on January 16th, it was a 3-point game. So we should expect nothing less when these two teams, these rivals, get together.
Weiss doubled to Miller. Miller looks for options, goes back to Weiss. Swings it left side. Good ball movement. Miller, 10 on the game clock.
Get a timeout, get a timeout.
He loses control of the ball right in front of the Indians bench. Big defense by Santella. So now 7.5. Manhasset can get the last shot attempt of this first half. It goes into Crowell. Crowell quickly pushes it. Perfetto down low. Layup is in by Santella. Miller's last chance off the back iron. No good. So you mentioned it, a huge second quarter rally by the Indians. Santella gets the last basket, and the Indians from Manhasset will go into the break with a 32-28 lead.
This is a blur. I mean, I'm almost speechless, and give Manhasset a ton of credit. They did what they needed to do defense. I think it all starts defensively. They shut Jericho down, and because of that, Dylan, they were able to get some easy layups. They made a 3-point shot. They had a steal right here a second ago. We saw that on Miller. And so at halftime, 32-28. But again, it's close. Like we said, last time they played, it was a 3-point swing for Jericho, 64-61. Yeah. So it's anybody's game here.
Absolutely. It's as expected. So again, your score at the half, Manhasset 32, Jericho 28. We'll have a performance from the Jericho Jayhawks. We'll come back with the start of the second half. You're watching Nassau Conference A2 basketball on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Outstanding job here by the Jericho Jayhawks. Halftime, our score 32-28 with about 6:40 to go here before we start the third quarter. We wanted to let our viewers know about an exciting partnership that Varsity Media and Section 8 Athletics have entered into for 2019. Varsity Media is going to be the in-season media partner for Section 8 and its brand new website. You see it right there on the screen, www.section8 sectionviii.org. As a matter of fact, if you go there now, this stream is being live broadcast simultaneously. Varsity Media will be offering live streams free throughout the 2019 year. That's calendar year into the spring and into the fall in 2019. So we invite you to go on their website, and we also invite you to follow us, Varsity Media, on social media for highlights and updates. There you see on our screen our Facebook, Varsity Media, on Twitter. Our handle and Instagram is the same. And if you like the broadcast tonight, you could subscribe on our YouTube channel at Varsity Media right there. We will be bringing many more live broadcasts throughout Nassau County high school sports. We're excited. It's a great partnership, and we're looking forward to it. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with the second half after these commercials.
Welcome back to the Sam Springer Gym halftime here at Jericho, and it is cliche to say it, Dylan Butler, Ben Churchkin here at Jericho, but it was very much a tale of two different quarters. Jericho came out, after a slow start offensively for both teams, they came out pretty strong in that first quarter. They led 19-12 after the first 8 minutes, and then, Ben, the second quarter, all about the visitors from Manhasset. They outscored the Jayhawks 20-9, and that's given them now a 32-28 lead at the break.
Well, I think Ahmad Crowell, number 23 for Manhasset, the sophomore forward, got things going for them. He played great on the defensive end and then came up with some clutch baskets. And it was his swing there at the end of the second quarter that got Manhasset going. So I credit him there with the comeback for the Indians.
Yeah, we have some scores for you, and leading the way in scoring for the Indians is Chris Themelis. 13 points for Themelis, the senior, well above his average of 8.2 points a game, and then Thomas Santella with 8, the other leading scorer for Manhasset. Leading the way for the Jayhawks, Aaron Jaffe. Again, the heart and soul of this team, 10 points, 7 of which came in that first quarter, including a pair of 3-pointers. Corey Wong has 6. Hamza Malik has 5, but maybe one of the bigger storylines for both of these teams is their leading scorers coming in. A quiet start. Again, Brandon Weiss didn't play the first quarter, senior night here at Jericho, so Coach Backman giving his seniors the opportunity to play. Weiss only has a 1 3-pointer, and then Mastrando as well for Manhasset only with 2.
And to me, that's the biggest storyline. You would expect Coach Bruns and Manhasset to get Mastrando going, averaging 17 points a game this season. I would look to see number 30 get involved more for Manhasset. And you mentioned Weiss averaging 18 points a game. He's got to get involved too. He's got to get the rock. He's got to shoot more. He's got to become more of an offensive weapon for Jericho to stay in this contest.
Now we mentioned the second matchup. In the first game, Manhasset led after the first quarter. They had a 6-point lead. Then they led 31-27 and then 48-46. So really Indians at home in Manhasset led until Jericho rallied in the fourth. This one a little bit more back and forth. Again, Jericho, the early 19-12 lead in a big second quarter by Manhasset gives them the 4-point edge of the break.
Dylan, important here to note that Coach Backman, it was senior night, so we started the seniors, but I think his regular starting 5 now is out there for the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, we'll take a quick look. It's Jaffe, Weiss. You've got Wong as well as Weinberg and Malik. For the Indians, it's the usual Perfetto, Themelis. Perfetto on the ball now. Crowell in, Mastrando, as well as Santella.
Let's see if they work the ball to Mastrando, get him involved early.
Crowell dribble penetration, scoop layup is good.
Nice job, Crowell picking up right where he left off there in the first half.
Yeah, he had 4 points, but it was his defensive work, it was his rebounding, it really got the Indians going. He now has 6. Wong off a screen, puts the ball down, tries to get the layup, can't find it. He is hurt on the baseline. The Indians push the pace. Layup attempt is not in. Ball
coming right at us.
No way! Threw it away, Kenny. Threw the ball away.
Little confusion. Officials were ruling that it was Jericho ball. The ball went off of the Jayhawks. Wong, you could see by the Jayhawks bench.
And right now,
he might be cramping. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
It is some sort of a lower body injury.
And they're already without Yewon Yu tonight.
Yeah.
He got hurt in the Elmont game. So, Coach Backman talked about being healthy getting into the playoffs. They can ill afford Wong to go down right now.
Yeah, you mentioned Yu twisted an ankle in that game, late in that game against Elmont. One of their better players, a sophomore, so you hope that Wong, it's maybe just a Charlie horse or something where he can get back in the game. Jaffe gets it out to Weiss. They swing it to Miller, not the shooter. He goes to Jaffe, guarded by Crowell. Back to Miller. Miller works off a screen. There's Weiss for 3. That's good.
Jericho needed that. We talked about Weiss getting involved early in the third quarter, and there you have it.
6 now for Weiss. Inside out. Crowell thinks about a 3. Off rim, no good. Rebound goes off of Manhasset. Jericho ball.
I don't think that's Crowell's game, Dylan. I don't think Coach Bruns wants him at the top of the key. He's a penetrator. He's an offensive rebounder. That's more suited to what they want him to do.
Yeah, Crowell 39% from beyond the arc. But you're right, his game is more on the interior. Miller kicks it, baseline. A reverse layup. Doesn't fall by Weinberg. And here come the Indians. Corner 3. Rims around, no good.
Estrado can't get it going tonight so far for Manhasset.
Malik gets to the hole.
Come on, run!
7 for Hamza, one of 8 seniors honored before the start of this game. 2 rebound attempts by Mastrando, unable to finish. Backdoor layup, a pretty one by Weinberg.
Jericho has the lead again.
Weinberg's first field goal of the game. He's got 3, and Jericho has a 1-point lead.
Well, you can see Manhasset is getting it to Mastrando. We talked about it. I give him a lot of credit with the second effort. Those baskets will fall for John at some point in this game.
You see the ball movement. Crowell looks to drive, goes right at Malik. Layup and the foul.
We talked about it, Dylan. We said that's not your game at the three-point line. You said he's an interior player. Get down low. He drives to the basket. Good things happen when you do that. And now Manhasset right back with the lead.
And for Malik, it's his 3rd foul. There you see Wong. Good to see him back in the game after going out injured. And Crowell, the athletic sophomore, will have an opportunity to complete the 3-point play, but it will come after this 30-second timeout by Coach Bachman. And interesting to note, we mentioned obviously 2 of the more storied coaches, not only in Nassau County, but really in New York State. Also golfing buddies during the offseason, these 2 guys. What's interesting, though, is Coach Bachman says every year, with the assistance of Manhasset assistant coach Stu Goldman, they go golfing. They go to the Old Westbury Golf and Country Club. They play a little 2-on-2. Now, Coach Bachman is quick to point out, even though he's a storied coach, 440-plus wins, he's not the best golfer.
Well, he can't be good at everything, you know.
He says that he does get a few strokes. He also has a pretty good teammate and a former player in Joe Jackham. And he says, look, of course I get strokes. Also, Bachman quick to point out, back-to-back years, he has the title. So he has the trophy with him right now in his home in Jericho.
And he also has the title of wins as a coach, an unbelievable career here at Jericho.
Correll doesn't get the 3-point attempt, but he got his own rebound. Loose ball on the court. Weiss picks it up.
So it's only a 1-point lead for Manhasset right now. See if Jericho can retake it.
Wong gets it back out to Miller. The purest of point guards for Jericho. Good D. Gets it to Wong. Wong down low. Scoop layup, no good. Battle for the loose ball. Jaffe gets it, loses it, and it'll stay with Jericho.
Great effort by Jaffe. Didn't give up on the play. And you see he's rewarded. Jericho maintains possession.
Not a lot of movement on that set for the Jayhawks. And again, both teams very similar with movement off the ball. They work on screens. Wong, charge. He put his shoulder down. It's his 2nd foul. Good job by Perfetto to draw it.
Just an aggressive play by Wong. I think Coach Bachman will take it because he wants him driving to the lane, getting the easy basket.
So Perfetto over midcourt, and there you see the little gnat, as Coach Bachman calls him. Jordan Miller, active hands on defense right in front of the Manhasset bench. Mastrando goes to his left. Nice pass down low. However, swarmed and taken away by the Jayhawks. Jaffe over midcourt. Lost it off his own. He was harassed by Perfetto.
Coach is pleading with Jaffe, look up, look up. We had open players on transition. He just did not see his teammates.
Perfetto fakes the handoff. You can see how well Themelis is being guarded. Crowell on the baseline gets 2 more.
Crowell's a problem for Jericho, Dylan. They don't have an answer for Crowell. If I'm Coach Bruns, I'm feeding him almost every single time until Jericho can stop it.
Crowell with 10 now. He averages a shade under 8 a game. 3 ball is good.
And we're tied.
The 3rd triple of the game for Weiss. Crowell back out. Mastrando to Perfetto. Perfetto looks to drive on Weiss. Looks for help, finds it, but stepping on the sideline was Themelis. Malik comes back in. Again, 3 fouls for Hamza. He's got to be careful. 3:41 to go, and as you mentioned, Ben, we are all even at 38.
And on that possession for Manhasset, they didn't look for Crowell. I would expect the next time down, coach has to call a play for number 44 because he has been so good for Manhasset.
Miller goes baseline. Wong finds a cutting Weiss. Good defense as well. Hamza, great look down low.
And give credit to Thomas Santella. He came in from behind with the block. It would have been an easy basket for Jericho. Great hustle defense.
Weiss inbounds to Wong. Weiss runs around a screen. He's picked up quickly by Perfetto as Miller brings the ball back out. 10 on the shot. You can see they're playing a little bit off Miller. He's not going to be the one to shoot 3, but he does. That ball is deflected and a shot clock violation. And a little bit unlucky for the Indians because they were breaking to the basket.
Yeah, that's great defense by the Indians. You know that's not the shot that Jericho wants. They were forced to put it up. A height advantage for Manhasset there. Great defense by the Indians. Let's see what they can do offensively.
Perfetto off the inbounds. He's guarded by Weiss. Works off the screen set by Crowell. Hands it off, gets the ball right back on the baseline. Back out to Mastrando. They go baseline. Santella nearly lost the ball. Gets it right back. 3 attempt is good.
Yeah, Jericho left him open there. Nice play and a good-looking shot.
11 now for Santella. 41-38 the lead for the Indians.
Santella's been playing great both on offense and defense tonight.
Weiss, all of his points from beyond the arc, goes baseline to Malik. Turnaround, rejected. Bit of a forced shot, gets his own rebound back, and he gets the layup.
But Dylan, who was in there on the rejection? Santella. Unbelievable defensive player here in the second half.
3 attempt, back iron, no good. Knocking the ball out. Wong gets it. Now Jayhawks have numbers. Weiss. Pass down low, great look by Weiss. He finds Weinberg for 2.
And for the first time in the second half, Jericho has taken the lead back.
5 for Weinberg. Themelis, layup attempt, no good.
Santella rebounds.
Mastrando for 3, no good. And Weiss pushes the ball for the Jayhawks. To Wong. Weinberg back to Wong. Wong thinks about it. Looks for options, goes back out to Malik. Malik to Weiss. 9 on the shot. Weiss double teamed. Pass down low. Jaffe. No good. Here come the Indians. 3 attempt. That is good.
You weren't going to hold him down too long. You knew sooner or later Mastrando was going to connect, and he does. It's a 2-point lead for Manhasset.
Mastrando was also going to the bench until he nailed that 3. Safiro went from the scorer's table back to the bench. 44-42, under a minute left, third quarter. Manhasset with the lead. Jaffe down low to Wong. Hand check called. Looks to be on Themelis. It is his second.
Dylan, we have to go back and talk about Thomas Santella. He has been the difference maker for the Indians here in the third quarter. Big 3 on the offensive side, 2 rejections on the defensive side. I think he's a big reason why Manhasset has the lead early here in the third, or late in the third, I should say.
Yeah, he's especially tough around the boards. Filati down low. Jaffe rejected by Crowell. Shot clock is off. Crowell goes end-to-end. Layup no good. Battle for the loose ball. And Weiss comes away with it. Jaffe hammered on his way up. He'll go to the line.
Yeah. Good transition offense by Jericho. Manhasset didn't have an answer there. So they have an opportunity to tie this game back up.
Mastrando with the foul, his second. This sends Jaffe to the line for 2. He has 10 on the game. A 61.7% free throw shooter. First is good.
We knew this was going to be a close game, and it has lived up to the billing.
Jaffe started as a guard. As the season went on, he moved to be more of a 4 and a 5 just because there's so many other quality guards. Foul, you could see off the ball. Velati called for the first, and the Indians can hold for the last shot of this third quarter. Perfetto.
A lot of hot hands, Dylan. I don't know where Manhasset can go. They go to a lot of places right now.
Well, that's what George Bruns has going for him, a lot of different options. 6 on the game, driving, layup, good. Santella, 2 more. He has 13, and the Indians have a 3-point lead after 3 quarters.
MVP, third quarter, Santella, no doubt about it. Bucket there late. He's got his team up 3.
It's been as advertised. It's a 3-point game with 2 of the better teams in Nassau Conference A2. We'll have the final 8 minutes when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Welcome back. About to start the fourth quarter. We want to thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast happen. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Scout Bay Tavern, located at 118 Plandome Road in Manhasset. Good food, good people, good times. And by the Barber's Paradise, 496 Plandome Road in Manhasset. The Barber's Paradise is open for business. Contact them at 516-627-3564 and book an appointment today.
Well, first meeting between these two teams a month ago at Manhasset. It was a 3-point road win for Jericho. It's a 3-point road lead right now for the Indians.
But we've had a lot of lead changes. We've had a lot of swings in this game, and we're going to get that here in the fourth quarter. There's no doubt about it.
A lot riding on these final 8 minutes for both teams. Jericho coach Bachman is pretty sure locked into the number 4 seed in the Nassau, or in this conference, I should say. But Manhasset, they could move as high as 2. Foul on Wong on the rebound attempt.
And more important than that, Dylan, they want a home playoff game. And we won't know how the seedings break. It's too early to let you know that. But a win can definitely help their cause.
That's Wong's third. I don't know. They play pretty well on the road. Layup, no good. I think Weiss got a piece. Perfetto wants a foul call. Doesn't get it. Ball movement. Jaffe for 3. Doesn't fall. Crowell with the rebound. Perfetto pushes it. That's an open look. And that's 3 more. Fomelis, he has 16. 49-43 is the lead. We have a timeout by Jericho. It is a full timeout, so we'll take a break. 7:16 to go here in the fourth quarter. You're watching Nassau Conference A2 basketball on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome back to the Sam Springer Gym. Dylan Butler, how do I get my name wrong? Ben Turchkin here, courtside at Jericho. Indians a strong start to this fourth quarter, and they have their largest lead of the game at 6.
And that's why Coach Bachman called the timeout. He got a little nervous. We're in the fourth quarter now with 7:16 to go. He doesn't want this game to get out of hand. take a timeout, talk it over, and get back into this one. Jericho can shoot from behind, three-point land, and get right back into this game, but Manhasset is red hot right now.
Yeah, Ben, we mentioned how good Jericho generally is in the fourth quarter. They rallied in the fourth for that win against Manhasset. They did the same. They had a big fourth quarter against Elmont for that win. Weiss for three. Back iron, no good. Battle for the loose ball. Rebound will stay with Jericho.
And in the first half, those were looks that Jericho buried. Manhasset's defense has been much better in the second half. Contested looks.
Weiss looks for options, gets it to Wong. Back out to Jaffe. Now Jaffe on the ball as the point guard. He goes to Wong. Back top to Malik.
Get up, Blue! Get it away!
Malik
Take it away!
looks for options. Lanky, Malik, post move, no good. Crowell, the rebound, it goes Indians' way.
No ball movement there for Jericho. Nothing. Malik himself, nobody called for the ball. That's not what Jericho needs right now with 6:30 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Perfetto to bring the ball over midcourt. Indians have a good chance to, again, extend their largest lead of the game. Three ball, no good. That attempt by Santella. And here comes Weiss. Malik in the corner. Back out to Wong. He hands it to Weiss. Weiss, the leading scorer on the season. He's got 9 on the game. Fakes the three, layup attempt off glass and in.
That's a pretty play by Weiss. Manhasset pulled up on the three. He went right by him.
He's got 11 now. Chance of defense from the student body here at Jericho. Santella skips it to Crowell. Drives baseline. Good look. Perfetto for three. That's off. Crowell battles for the rebound. And you know what? He didn't get it, but the Indians stay with it. Three attempt is good! Themelis with 3 more. 19 on the game. Ben, that was all Ahmad Crowell. He doesn't actually physically grab the rebound, but the effort allowed his teammates to get the ball back, and then the 3 ball by Themelis.
Dylan, in the first half, Jericho had the loose balls. Jericho had the hustle plays. Jericho had out of bounds, possessions. Everything right now is going Manhasset's way. Even on missed 3 chances. Santella had a nice look, it didn't go. They get the offensive rebound like you talked about. So right now, Jericho doesn't have an answer. It's 52-45, they're down by 7. Coach Backman has to get offensive plays, easy baskets for the Jayhawks, or Manhasset has a good chance to take this game.
By the way, Themelis, you love it if you're Coach Bruns or really any coach to have your seniors playing their best ball at the end of the year. How about this one, Ben? Themelis has 19 tonight, which is his season high, which he scored on Wednesday against Sewanaka. So 19 in back-to-back games to end the regular season.
It's exactly what you want heading into playoffs.
Jericho needs an answer. Weiss, usually the guy that delivers that. Pulls back, 3. Front rim, no good. Loose ball, won by the Indians. Forced, though, by Mastrando. That's one of those you want to have him pull it back out. Get a fresh 35, move the ball around.
And you hear Coach Bruns right next to us. He waited too long. A quicker pass would have had an easy basket there.
Crowell finds Perfetto, gets back out to Mastrando. Perfetto. These are 5 guys, well, Crowell being the exception. 4 of these 5 guys have played together for a long time. Nice cut to the basket, but going down after missing the shot was Themelis. Here comes Jaffe. Jaffe to the corner. 3 attempt is blocked. Ahmad Crowell.
That was unbelievable. That reminded me of Hakeem Warwick's Syracuse-Kansas National Championship game, coming out to the corner for the rejection. Great defense.
Return to sender, Ahmad Crowell.
Zone it.
John, help Lewis. Help
Weiss. And now Miller back in the game. Allows Jaffe to play off ball. Jaffe now has the ball. Goes down low to Weinberg. Crowell again, active hands, and he's fouled by Weinberg.
What more can you say about Crowell? He's been everywhere. 2 defensive plays on that possession.
Third foul by Weinberg. Perfetto. Hands off. And it's now Themelis. Back out Mastrando. Themelis works off a screen by Mastrando, pulls the ball back out. Perfetto looked to go down low. Ball goes out off Jericho. It'll stay with the Indians. Just a shade under 4 minutes to go. 12 on the shot. Crowell into inbounds. Looks for options, bounces it in. Layup attempt blocked from behind. That was Santella. It'll stay. 9 on the shot. Crowell to inbounds. Themelis harassed. Driving layup attempt. Perfetto off glass and in.
Big basket for the Indians, a 9-point lead.
Perfetto's first field goal of the game. He has 3 points. The lead is 9. Weiss. Miller. To Jaffe, guarded by Crowell. Works off the Wong screen.
They don't have this much time, Dylan.
Miller, high arcing 3. Back iron, no good. Crowell the rebound, and he's fouled on that attempt.
And Jericho is passing it around, looking for a great basket. That's fine, but you're running out of time. You've got to get in your offensive set quicker and find a shot you like and take it with 3:22 on the clock here.
That's the 6th team foul on Jericho, so next we'll put Manhasset in the bonus. Perfetto, guarded closely by Weiss, pulls up, puts on the brakes. Tries to use a screen by Crowell, who has the ball now, the sophomore. Crowell puts it on the court. Good ball movement, 3 attempt. Off the rim, no good. And here come the Jayhawks. Miller. Pushes it down low to Malik. Mastrando comes to double.
Take the shot, Dylan. Take the shot. You have it.
Miller's not the shooter. They want to get it to Weiss, who's guarded by Perfetto. Double down low, losing it, and here come the Indians. Layup, a wild one. Again, active hands, but here comes Weiss. Weiss down court, he gets the layup.
Sometimes you have to take what the defense gives you. I understand Miller may not be the best option, but with 2:26 on the clock, you got to take what's given to you, and maybe it goes.
13 for Weiss, who pulls Jericho to within 54 to 47.
And we just want to take a second to remind everybody that tonight's game is being live streamed as you're watching it on YouTube by Varsity Media. We're excited about our partnership with Section 8 Athletics right here in Nassau County. This live stream is being simulcast on Section 8 Athletics' brand new website, www.sectionviii.org. Varsity Media will be bringing you high school content throughout 2019. So check us out, check them out, or you can look at our social media accounts for highlights and updates throughout the 2019 high school season, whether it be on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. And if you like tonight's broadcast, we will be bringing you many more games throughout lacrosse season and into football season. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel that you're watching right now. Hit the subscribe button, and you'll be updated for upcoming broadcasts here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
I don't know how you couldn't like it. And by the way, shout out to the executive director of Section 8, Pat Pizzarelli. What a fantastic job he's done since taking the helm. And as you mentioned, new website. He's got the Athletics Hall of Fame going. So really good things coming and currently happening here in Nassau County.
Also shout out to Dom Volpis, who's been his right-hand man, Dylan, formerly of East Rockaway. And while we're saying thank you, John Mankiewicz, the AD at Jericho, for his hospitality, for having us here today.
Yeah, we've got some of the best seats in the house here. Perfetto. Obviously, Manhasset not in a big hurry. 10 on the shot. Themelis pulls it back out. They need to get a shot off. Perfetto tries to pass it down low, intercepted by Jaffe. Jaffe calls for a play, gets it to Weiss. 1:45 to go, fourth quarter. Malik looks for options, gets it to Fernandez.
Jericho's taking too much time, Dylan.
Jaffe. Three-point ball, Weiss. No good, battle for the loose ball. And it is one, another opportunity for Weiss. Again, just missed. How about Fernandez getting the rebound, but he saved it right to Crowell, who is fouled.
Well, two things, Dylan. Jericho taking a lot of time, but I think give credit to Manhasset because the defense has been there. They made it difficult for Jericho. They've contested every shot that Jericho has wanted to take. But Jericho at the same time has waited for the perfect shot, and I just don't know with 117, Dylan, that you could wait for that. I don't think you have the luxury to wait for the perfect shot.
So Crowell, who we've mentioned is arguably the difference maker right now for the entire game for the Indians, he will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. He is a 75% free throw shooter. Crowell currently at 10 points in this game, above his season average of 7.9. First is good. Funny thing, Ben, about Crowell, and it's almost like a good problem to have. Coach Brunn says sometimes he's a little bit too unselfish, where he tries to make the extra pass. He's not maybe sometimes aggressive enough to go to the basket.
I think that's because he's a sophomore, and it's natural.
Sure. I mean, sometimes you let the seniors lead the way, but tonight, on the road in a tough environment, he has been the man for the Indians.
No two ways about it. MVP of tonight's game.
9-point lead, 1:16 to go. Jaffe works off a screen. A wild baseline attempt, no good. Rebound to Perfetto. Perfetto is fouled by Velati. It's his second. Perfetto will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
So it's a 9-point game. Still a 3-possession game, but these free throws are critical here.
Perfetto, another solid free throw shooter, 76.7% on the year. Scored a season high 23 against Sewanaka in January. Front rim the first. Fernandez pulls the ball out, gets to the Jaffe.
Need a 3 quick.
Well, they need something quick. This is too much time for the Jayhawks. Jaffe goes in the corner. 3 attempt, no good. That was Velati. Perfetto is fouled by Fernandez.
Yeah, Dylan, that's going to do it here. Give Manhasset, the Indians, a ton of credit. Coming into a hostile environment. You know they wanted to get a win after the loss at home on the 16th to Jericho, and it looks like they're going to get a win here tonight, Dylan.
And again, you look at the season for Manhasset, a 15-3 record, and the losses 2 to Elmont. Nothing to sneeze about there. Elmont will be the #1 seed when the Nassau A playoffs start. First free throw is good. And then, as you mentioned, that home loss to Jericho. So,
and oh, by the way, Jericho beat Elmont previous game.
Coach
tells you the parity in the conference.
No doubt. And Coach Brunn said, you know, since the team that won the Nassau A title in 2010-11, this is his best team since, and they've shown it here, certainly in this fourth quarter. 3 attempt by Fernandez, no good. Perfetto is fouled. So he'll go to the line for 2 more. Jonathan Kim looking to check in for the Indians.
And again, we don't know seedings yet for playoffs. The regular season isn't over yet, but Manhasset feels pretty good, Dylan, that they are going to get a home playoff game. And I know they play great here on the road, but you still want to have a home game if you could help it.
Yeah, no doubt.
And after this victory, and after the final regular season games are finished, which I believe is Monday, February 11th will be the final regular season game, as some of Jericho's seniors get subbed out here.
Yeah, Jaffe gets a big hug by Coach Bachman after Perfetto gets the first. Same here for the Indians, the Mellis. What a game for Chris. He gets high fives all along the Manhasset bench. Second free throw, front rim no good. Offensive rebound by Lacurdo. And they'll just pull this ball back out. Perfetto. Again, Manhasset in their history, 4 Nassau titles. The last in 2011. You'd certainly, Ben, put them right up there with anybody as a team to contend for the Nassau Class A title this year.
And I think it's going to be a great playoffs because there's a lot of teams that have that chance, Manhasset being one of them.
No final shot. And what a fourth quarter. What a rally even after that first quarter by Manhasset. They win this one 58-47. The Indians improve to 16-3, 12-3 in Nassau Conference A2. Jericho falls to 11-8, 8-6 in the conference for Jericho. Their 4-game winning streak is snapped, and for the Indians, it is 3 consecutive victories. So big win for Manhasset. And you'd certainly say, as you expected it to be, Ben, it was a team effort. But that spark, that guy that you need to ignite something, it was certainly Ahmad Crowell.
Ahmad Crowell was the MVP of this game. No two ways around it. There were other great players today for Manhasset. I like the game that Thomas Santella had defensively with some key blocks. You mentioned Perfetto's name, Louis Perfetto, the senior, who had a fantastic game. Really an all-around effort by Manhasset. They got to feel really good about themselves heading into the playoffs. And you said this in the beginning of the broadcast, that Jericho kind of knew where they were. Not to say that they didn't want today's win, but they know where they are heading into the playoffs, most likely on the road. They are going to be on the road. But they're a formidable team, Dylan. They have a great offensive three-point prowess. They're aggressive. Their defense is tenacious. I think both of these teams have a chance to do some damage in the postseason.
Yeah, they've only met one time, Manhasset and Jericho, in the postseason. That came in 1997. Manhasset with a 20-point win. Will they meet again this postseason? Well, that remains to be seen. But what we know right now is Manhasset rallied from that early deficit in that first quarter. They also got a little bit of revenge from that loss at home, that 3-point loss a month ago. So again, to remind you, your final score, you see it right there on your screen, 58-47, Manhasset with the win. For Ben Turchkin, I'm Dylan Butler. We again thank you, and we hope that you join us again on the Varsity Media Sports Network.